Hello, everybody, and welcome to this chat with Sam Search from DS28. Thanks for joining me, Sam.
Thank you for having me.
Why don't you tell everybody a bit about yourself?
Sure. So in terms of my background, I have been working in sales and recruitment for about around 5 years in total. Before that, I didn't go to university, went straight into the recruitment job. And in between those, done a little bit of traveling as well. So yeah, that's kind of a brief view of my background.
Yeah. And did you and Katie compete for any people in recruiting?
No, we didn't. No. We were in very different industries. I think she was in the data analytics, and I was doing a combination of oil and gas, pharmaceutical, and construction. So,
Oh, wow, couldn't be more different then.
Yeah, I bounced around a lot.
Yeah. So, yeah, I didn't know that you, that you didn't go to university. So I guess that's one of the things that's useful about our application process then, right? Because we don't, we don't look at the CVs. There's been quite a few people actually that haven't gotten degrees. So how do you think the application process has then kind of benefited you from that perspective?
Yeah, as you said, it has massively. I mean, because after my previous role, which was in the events industry, I had this idea that I wanted to go into something to do with data.
Mm-hmm.
And I did find it was quite difficult. There are a lot of places that required a degree. So having this opportunity, I was going to say land on my table, but I suppose pop up on my internet browser, really was good to see that there was still the opportunity to go into the industry without having to have a degree necessarily.
Yeah.
And with more of that emphasis on using the software and having that
it's
knowledge.
More skills based.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Or aptitude based, maybe is a better way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did you hear about us then?
So it was on a job board. I can't remember which one off the top of my head, but it was the GRB, Graduate Recruitment Bureau, who were posting that.
Right.
Yeah, so it was through them really.
Okay. Yeah, we've had a lot of people come through GRB. Yeah, they've been a great partner of ours. Yeah. What do you think has been most challenging for you since you've been in training?
It's a good question. I think with I suppose over the last 3.5 months now, it's there's I suppose as well, because with some of my previous roles, there were kind of times where you'd have kind of busier periods and less busy periods, whereas the training has been very consistently, which is a good thing because you're always learning and always busy.
Consistently full on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, I think kind of just getting used to the pace of it. Even as someone who I'd like to think with my experience in sales in particular, it was quite fast paced at times. There is a lot to take in the time period. But I think there is a massive kind of support network with Convo and all the coaches and everything to help through it. So it's definitely not been unmanageable by any means.
Yeah. And on the flip side of that, what's been most rewarding?
I think I was talking to someone about this the other day, actually, with our client projects, which we do each week on the Friday, where we actually see the end result. And I remember watching DS26 do their first one, or the first one we saw them do, and thinking, this is amazing. We're never going to be able to get anywhere near this. But after last week's project, I did kind of sit back at one point and think, actually, this is comparable to what they were doing.
Exactly. Yeah. So, well, that's one of the reasons that we have you watch presentations, is because it's going to show you where you're going to be in just a couple of months. Yeah. And you're the final project lead, so you have all of the pressure on you because you have to take into account all of the feedback from the 7 previous projects. So what are you doing differently this week than the other project leads?
That's a good question. I think in terms of what I'm doing differently, I think it's kind of I've kind of taken into account how everyone else is at a different stage by this point. So I think at first there's a lot more kind of hand holding, like guiding people into specific things that they should be doing. But I think now that the team understands that we've had that experience doing it, once we've got an idea of what we're doing, all I'm trying to do really is just kind of make sure people stay within a certain path so that the overall project is kind of met. So I suppose it's almost kind of a bit more passive, just kind of letting people get on, because I know now that they know what they're doing from having worked with them for the past 7 weeks.
So you've got 2 years left with us, and your 4 6-month placements. What are you most looking forward to in your placements?
I think for me, I'm really interested to see the kind of the range of roles which you can kind of go into with this training. I found out a little bit about my first one, which has a bit of training and then a bit of general kind of Tableau project work. But obviously there's more Alteryx focused roles. I'm kind of interested to see, because we do cover quite a lot.
The variety of the roles. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks very much for your time, Sam.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.